So we already handed out our 49ers draft grades for the 2024 NFL Draft. And coming up on today's 49ers Report, a new type of segment. We're going to go through the Niners UDFA class and hand out grades for these players, in addition to doing some scouting reports on these players. And keep in mind, the list that we're about to go through, the confirmed names who have already signed to the Niners as UDFAs. There are other names out there that haven't completely been confirmed yet. Just want to give you that information. Before we take a look at this and hand out some more grades here in the aftermath of the draft, I want to say thank you for all of the support and the love that you give us here on the 49ers Report. We surpassed 132,000 subscribers the other day, and we're already halfway there to 133,000 subscribers. If you want content every single day that's entertaining, informative, insightful, consistent, that involves you, the faithful, hit that sub button. With that, let's start the show. And I'm Chase Sr. This is the San Francisco 49ers Report by Chat Sports, and it's all presented by Rhone. If you're looking for high-quality menswear that looks good and in turn makes you feel good, get 20% off when you use the code Chat Sports. I'm wearing their commuter polo right now. We'll tell you more about what Rhone has to offer coming up here in just a few moments. As for this Niners UDFA class, we're going to take a look at all of the names that have been reported, and as I mentioned off the top, we'll do in-depth scouting profiles on those confirmed names. Evan Anderson, defensive tackle out of FAU. Terique Owens, the son of Terrell Owens, the recipient of the Catch 2. Wide receiver, Missouri State. Cody Schrader, a lot of people excited about him. Running back out of Mizzou. Jaylen Mahoney, safety, Vanderbilt. Briason Mays, UDFA, out of Southern Miss by way of West Virginia. A quarterback is a part of this class, and Tanner Mordecai out of Wisconsin, Oklahoma, and SMU. Drake Nugent, center, Michigan. Very excited about the interior offensive lineman there. And then lastly, Mason Pline, the tight end out of Furman. Let's start off with FAU defensive tackle Evan Anderson. Had experience playing this past year in the American Athletic Conference. I think that's some pretty good competition. And before that at FAU, before they went to the AAC, a part of Conference USA. Scouting Anderson. First of all, San Francisco clearly likes the player because they paid up for Evan Anderson. They gave him $30,000 just to sign with the team as a UDFA, and then $280,000 on top of that. So San Francisco basically giving him practice squad money, and I actually think it's $280,000 in total, but $30K just to sign. Either way, that's practice squad money for the Niners, so they have high hopes for the player that he can make the practice squad at the very least. Good bulk, good size, standing at 6'1", weighing in at 320 pounds, pretty quick for that size at 5'3", 40-yard dash. He is going to take up a lot of real estate along the interior defensive line. That's what he did a lot of at Florida Atlantic. He muddies up the gaps against the run. What did the Niners try to do at the defensive tackle spot after letting go of Eric Armstead? They wanted to get bigger, cheaper, and better against the run along the interior of this defensive line. So Anderson has some promise for being able to do that. When you watch him play, upper body strength, really good. And then he has this lateral quickness where he could beat you with some strong moves. And when you turn on the tape of how he fared against Clemson, he held his own. So he's going to be able, hopefully, to hold his own against interior NFL offensive linemen as well. My grade for Evan Anderson: you got a young player with some promise. You invested in the player. He fulfills a need, bringing in a young backup defensive tackle because the Niners did not bring in any defensive lineman by way of the draft who's good against the run, B+. As for Missouri State wide receiver Terique Owens, the son of Terrell Owens, a team captain at Missouri State, clearly respected by his peers as well as his coaching staff. He is a late bloomer football player, and sometimes that shows because he started off with loving basketball, wanting to play basketball. Then he starts to find his groove a little bit as a wide receiver, but because he was a late bloomer and is a late bloomer, limited production, playing college football. The size, pretty good. 6'1", 190 pounds. He ran solidly, if that's a word, 4.52 40-yard dash, but you have the football bloodlines. Terrell Owens, aside from all of the drama, which you'll deal with special players, in my opinion, is one of the best wide receivers in the history of the game. I don't think he gets enough recognition as being a top 10 wideout of all time when you strictly look at the production. And you look at how T.O. looks right now, damn, looks like he could take the football field and still catch a couple of passes on a Sunday. So you have the football bloodlines there. That's something that John Lynch believes in. And it's a cool story here because of the family ties. You didn't draft Brendan Rice. You didn't draft Luke McCaffrey. You didn't bring in Frank Gore Jr., who went to the Bills as a UDFA. So you at least cross that box off by going with Terique Owens here. My grade, I'm excited to see how he plays. He was at the local pro day. He was playing to rave reviews. I feel like a lot of that was just because the media members on hand were rooting for the story. We'll see what he can do. Rookie minicamp, OTAs, and in training camp if he gets there. Our sponsor for today, as I mentioned, is Rhone. Get 20% off when you use the code CHATSPORTS at Rhone.com/ChatSports. What I love about Rhone, high-quality menswear, breathable, stretchable fabric. It's durable, it's high quality, but also you can wear Rhone in many walks of life. Golf course, I've worn this polo. Here in front of the camera with this headset on, talking to all of you, wearing the polo. Corner office comfort if you're in a cubicle. I hope you're not. That sounds awful. That's why I love this job. But if you are and you're thriving, great for you. Look even better with this shirt right here. Or you're trying to get some drinks, go out to dinner, go out on a date. Rhone, you wear those products, you'll look good, you'll feel good. You've seen me wear this shirt plenty of times when Rhone is the sponsor. I also like to wear some of their t-shirts like this one right here. Their pants and shorts, incredible. And I'm all about investing in quality because I'm not going to have to worry about getting more shirts because these last a really, really long time. The button-ups you can wear under a suit jacket or just regularly, awesome too. Head to Rhone.com/chatsports, 20% off your order. We'll put that link down below in the show notes of this video. To the player who a lot of people are raving about, and this is people on draft Twitter, this is this Niners fan base, this is a lot of college football nerds, but also a lot of NFL draft analysts out there who said, of course Cody Schrader went to the Niners. And of course the Niners signed Cody Schrader as a UDFA. He's a great scheme fit. The Niners are going to love how he approaches the game of football. And they're going to love the way that he plays. I also love the story. Guy started off playing D2 at Truman State. Puts up digits and numbers. Then he goes to Mizzou as a walk-on. Then he earns a scholarship. And in 2023, he put together a very impressive campaign. 276 carries. He was a workhorse for the Mizzou Tigers, playing in a really good conference in the SEC, of course. 1,600 plus yards and 14 touchdowns. He is well built. He has a sturdy frame, and he runs like every carry is going to be his last. It shows with the power drive that he has where he keeps the feet and the legs churning. And he had to work his tail off. Going D2, walk on, then playing in the SEC. Not just playing in the SEC as a backup, one of the best running backs in that conference. And he is a competitive SOAG. What do I mean by that? A competitive son of a gun. Now, the reason why he didn't get drafted, and a lot of people thought that he was going to be a day 3 player, slower running back at 4.61. But because he has pretty good vision and because he works his tail off, he can play sometimes a little bit faster than that 4.61. Has to work on his patience just a little bit. But if Cody Schrader makes the team as RB4, not going to be surprised. I'm going to give this grade an A because I think he's going to bring the best out of other people on this Niners team, both with this rookie class but others, because of the way that he approaches the game with the competitive fire. Then there's Vanderbilt defensive back Jaylen Mahoney. And I'm listing him as a defensive back because he does have some positional versatility. Some people think that he could play safety, corner. He could play a little bit of both, inside, outside. Kind of a hybrid player. Definitely smaller, though. at 5'10", 188, at least for the safety position. But if you can mix and match the looks for your defense, he could certainly be a part of that. And as we know, with the Niners drafting of some corners and DBs and safeties under John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan, both in the past and this year, they like DBs who could play a little bit of everywhere. You sprinkle them in all around the field. 160 career tackles, 22 pass breakups, and 4 interceptions for him. I'm going to give this grade a B- just because he's a little bit of a smaller player. And while I give him credit for having versatility, a little bit of a tweener. Not sure what position he is going to play. As for Southern Miss offensive lineman Briason Mays, started his college career at West Virginia. So you're probably looking at that picture and saying, that's not Southern Miss. I see him with the West Virginia jersey on. Of course. He then transferred to Southern Miss. And his size, a little bit of an issue at 295 pounds. I think he plays small. Going to be an uphill battle for him to make the roster. I'll hand out a C, but Mays, I'm telling you, I want you to prove me wrong. Tanner Mordecai, a quarterback here who has put up numbers on the resume throughout his college career. Made a few stops, SMU, Oklahoma, Wisconsin. Certainly has some arm talent too. An arm with some velo and zip. He has some giddy up on his runs, running a little quarterback keeper, little RPO throughout his college career at times. He's not afraid to push the ball downfield, and he's pretty accurate underneath. The deep ball accuracy, it could use a little bit of work, but he put together 2 different seasons in his college career where he put up 39 touchdowns and 12 interceptions one year, and then 33 touchdowns and 10 interceptions another year. He played sparingly at Oklahoma and at Wisconsin, but played a lot at SMU. And SMU is a solid college football program that's about to make the switch to the ACC from the American Athletic Conference. Going to give this grade a B here. More athletic ability for sure as compared to Brandon Allen. And with Josh Dobbs, he has shown that he can play well in a pinch. But then once the tape is out on him, teams know he's just trying to run around, extend the play, and make plays happen out of structure. The Niners gave him a lot of money to be a backup. But Tanner Mordecai, a camp arm for sure, could he push Brandon Allen and Josh Dobbs a little bit? We'll certainly see. This might be my favorite player on this list. Michigan offensive lineman Drake Nugent. My boss, James Yoder, in addition to running this company and founding this company, is the host of the Michigan Football Report. I went with him to Houston for the College Football National Championship game, and it was an incredible night seeing the Wolverines beat Washington and then celebrating that natty with James Yoder. I reached out to him, and I said, Drake Nugent, I think he has a chance to make this Niners roster. He said, the kid is a dog, and he can play. He's being overlooked because of the lack of size. But I'm telling you right now, at 6'1", 298, when you run a 5'2", 40-yard dash, and when you put some plays on tape like he has, a level of consistency, who started his college career at Stanford and then went to Michigan. And let me just confirm that that is indeed true, because I don't want to pass along any fake news. Yes, started his career at Stanford, 4 years there, then went to Michigan. And he is comfortable out in space on those pull blocks. He's comfortable at getting to that second and third level. Those are staples of this Niners offense. 15 starts last year for Michigan. First team Big Ten player for the national champs. Good lateral quickness, a good punch. He takes good angles. He can climb. This is the type of high football IQ type of player who has the athletic ability to push Jake Brendel and get some backup center reps. He does not have a lot of L's on tape. And I would not be surprised if he makes this roster and if he provides some solid competition to Jake Brendel. And I think that you can get better at that center spot. Now, because of the lack of size, sometimes he can struggle. But look, playing for Michigan, he held up well against some really good defensive linemen across the Big Ten, then in the college football playoff. I'm going A right here. Furman tight end Mason Pline, former basketball player at Ferris State, and the basketball athleticism, the feet certainly on display. He played 3 years of hoops at Ferris State, then made the switch to playing football, won back-to-back division titles at Ferris State, and then he finished his college career with an uptick in competition and was able to put some good plays on tape. He can go up and he can rebound the football, to use a basketball term, because he does have those basketball instincts. And when he was playing basketball at Ferris State, he was a solid player, 8 points, 7 rebounds, that type of stat line, a guy who was a gritty basketball player, then realized, hey, if I have a future in athletics, might be as a football player. And look, he's green as a route runner, green as a blocker, but you can see the potential here. I'm going to give this grade a B, and he could get pushed around a little bit as a blocker in the early going. But in the pre-draft process, the Niners did show some interest in him, and backup tight end, it is a competition right now, and it is an open competition. My overall Niners UDFA class grade, just a solid B. I went B- with the draft grade, so I'm going to go B here. Some really good players on this list: Evan Anderson, Cody Schrader, Drake Nugent. Those are the players I cannot wait to see come training camp time if they make it that far. How would you grade this Niners UDFA class? I gave out my grade. You get out your red pen, you do the same. And make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so.